Hey folks, this is Brian. This is not a Runequest video. This is actually, well, it kind of is, but it's not my game. I play in a space opera campaign using the Runequest 3 engine, and I had a viewer ask about that game. So I thought I'd throw some videos together, and it will take a while to get through all this stuff, but I'll do a number of these little videos. So initially for the first one, I'll discuss character creation. Our GM gives us 2 4-year terms to do things and get skills and that kind of stuff. So my guy did a tour with the Imperial Marines, and the Empire here are the Corellians. They're non-humans, but they're humanoid, and they are occupying the sector that we're in. But they recruit from the local planet's population to do fighting on their fringes. So I was involved with some fights with the Anzaraki, which are lizard guys. I ended up coming out as a corporal, a handful of different skills you would expect in the Marine Corps, Imperial Marines kind of thing. But interesting thing, he got trapped behind enemy lines, and from that he developed a paranoia of being alone. After his tour with the Marines, he went back to school, got a master's and PhD, and became a professor of archaeology. That's what he does. But through that, he cheated somewhere to advance his career as we developed a nemesis. I'm not sure where my GM's getting this stuff, but it sounds familiar. I've seen this kind of stuff somewhere before. But anyway, so that's some background stuff on my guy. So he was working for Bechtel, one of the mega corporations, and was on a lab ship? Yeah, a lab ship. And they were going to do archaeology, work on planet A. I don't remember what it's called, but this planet, right? Well, when the game for me starts, I am woken out of hypersleep. Yeah, well, cold storage, whatever it's called. And I'm being interrogated by one of the other players. I had some notes here on my guy about waking up. Where's Captain Antilles? And asking about somebody else. I should have had those notes right here ready to go. Here it is. Yep. Here we go. Captain Antilles, where's Savra? She's my research assistant. Joffrey was our security team lead. And then there was a doctor, William Smith, that was on our ship. But our ship had been lasered at least in half. They had found the part of the ship that I was in a swamp. And they're really paranoid, being very suspicious of me. I'm obviously shocked and trying to figure out what's going on. So there's some player animosity, character animosity going on there. But eventually, they get out of me my story. I figure out who they are. The captain is Vanessa. They've got some security chief, Tatiana. There's Dr. Henry Phil, or Henry played by Phil maybe. But things that I notice about them as this first scenario is going along. They have a strange accent that I can't place. They're working for Star Alliance, or Alliance Star Lines. Their ship's the Marquis Revenge. Eventually they work through, introductory issues, and I start helping them out. They outfit me. They got combat body armor. They got shield bells, contragrav harnesses, multi visors, light assault blaster, all kinds of gear. They were outfitted, and so we start they're here exploring this planet as well, and some stuff that happened early on. They have been working with a local village, and the local village head, or at least a guy who's working with them, his name is um, Lei or Lai maybe. It's kind of a Asian Oriental. Is it proper anymore? It's an Asian name. Um, there's some stuff going in town with a bar. We're trying to not get too much involved. There's an old woman, it's like a shaman kind of thing, who's there that we keep getting interacted with. Um, the booze in the bar is labeled in all kinds of different language. English, because we're transplanted humans from Earth. English has got the language of the area, but they've got French, German, and English, Cantonese, and Mandarin all throughout this bar, these different things. Bar appears to be occupied by some bad guys, but Lee asked the party to help him take them out. And they did. A villager, well, we're hanging out in this bar, just kind of chatting, trying to figure out what to do next, I think. This villager comes in, because this was March 3rd, probably of last year. If not, it hadn't been last year or further, or a year ago, about a year. That sounds about right. Villager comes in, and she has this little pet, looks like a little dragon kind of thing on her. There's some stuff going on with their doctor drinking a little too much and hitting on some of the ladies, and things are not going well with that. So I'm just kind of sitting back watching him, make sure his back's covered. Um, we end up going back to the ship. Oh, there were some bodies in my ship. So they do, an autopsy, that kind of stuff. And there is this aircraft carrier out in the ocean coming this way. And apparently it's man-shipped, overcome, infiltrated, plagued with zombies. There's these zombie things that are happening around here. As we're doing some investigation, this planet at one point had been populated by arachnids, bug people, bug critters, that kind of thing, spiders, and just generic ant-like kind of things maybe. But we find these cave paintings. Technique is standard ochre and charcoal with your own spit kind of deal. They're showing some shamanistic type rituals. There are no blast marks here inside the cave, but it has collapsed. Oh, and there's some star patterns. This is on top of a mountain. There's this mountain, and at the top of the mountain is this cave, and there's a platform. And I want to say we even found a bug ship up there. But we go into the cave experimenting. My guy's an archaeologist, so he's checking out this kind of stuff that captures his attention. But there's these star patterns also painted that don't look familiar, and there's something that's just not quite right about it as well. Down at the bottom of the mountain, there's this landslide covered the remains of some man-made structures. We have dug up, or they previously had dug up an entrance. It's kind of like a bunker. It took us a while to actually get the door inside open. But there's this gust of fumes I have written down. It's kind of like musty. It had been sealed. We pop it open, air currents balance, that kind of stuff happens, and there are zombies there. We kill them. One of them has this wrist device, and there are some admin. It's kind of like a station admin for a train. There's a high-speed tube rail kind of thing going through the planet down here. So there's administrative offices there. We jury rig up, power to computer. We find some personal letters that seem to be dating to some massive devastation that happened 315 years ago. I don't know this data, I couldn't tell you offhand, but this is stuff that's been figured out. Okay, well that's how it all started. We're on this previous bug planet. I think that's why I went to do investigation on this bug stuff. They're already there. My ship, something happened, something catastrophic happened to it. And in fact, we go and find other parts of the ship, and you can see it's a razor that cut right through it. So obviously much more powerful than any kind of laser that we in our technology have access to. And there's fighting of swamp creatures and that kind of stuff on the planet surface. We keep going back to the village to regroup, chill, that kind of thing. My guy doesn't drink generally because he's a mean drunk and he doesn't want to do that, so he kind of watches out with that. The captain of the team, Vanessa, kind of connects with him. I mean, she wants to be doing stuff. I don't want to get too far ahead, but there was this party that we held, and I'm just kind of sitting off on the side, watching, everybody dancing and drinking stuff. She comes over to spy me, we talk and chat a little bit, and we noticed that old woman walking through town. So we go and check on, see what she's doing, and she goes into this building, and we come from either side, hand slinging, she went in there kind of thing, and we go into this building, and she's got this huge cat-like beast that comes up behind us and blocks us in the building. And there's some chatting going on. Vanessa wants to get some information from the old woman. It has to do with something with her past. And so she's trying to bring closure to her situation. And there's a point where the old woman gives her some kind of potion to drink and some weird stuff happens. And Vanessa has spoken to me in some language I had no clue what it was. And then we get scolded by the security officer. You can't just run off by yourself like that, and that kind of stuff. There was a fair amount of player mix match in this party, and it eventually evaporated. went his way, which is unfortunate because some of them were good players, but things happen. As it turns out, these characters had previously been in a fantasy campaign that something happened to them, like doppelgangers kind of stuff, and they've been transposed into this science fiction environment. And I know at least one of the players want to do the fantasy stuff, didn't want to necessarily do all the science fiction stuff, and so that's another addition to things as some of the party fell apart. So that's how we all started. I've got notes from most of our sessions, so I'll do some of these short little videos about covering a session, maybe two, and next time I'll read ahead so I'm more prepared to get this out. But anyway, that's our it's called Far Horizons. That's the name of the campaign, Far Horizons. We're in the Horsehead Nebula, and it's actually been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. So happy gaming.